Hey everyone, wanted to make a quick video just to kind of show you guys my build for Red Eyes in 2019. So it's Red Eyes Guardragon, as you can probably tell. This build has been working pretty well for me. I won my locals, got first place at my locals this past week, and went undefeated. Actually, it was a pretty small tournament. I think it was only like 9 or 10 people. But then we had the ARG here, which is 18 people, and I placed 9th with Red Eyes. Now went against some pretty your standard meta decks and everything, and I did okay. So I got 2 wins, 2 ties, which is weird, and then 1 loss. So yeah, let me show you guys what I played here. So, starting with the main, I played 3 vanilla Red Eyes. Basically, kind of, well, yeah, it's basically the heart of the deck. That and like level 4 or lower dragons is really what kind of makes this engine run. So yeah, 4 vanilla Red Eyes. Oops, and then Red Eyes Flare. I guess I can place them all in the same frame, whatever. Yeah, you just want as many. So this deck kind of relies a lot on normal monsters being sent to the graveyard for various different things, for some Guardragon things, and also you need a level 7 normal Red Eyes for Flare Dragon to use his Xyz ability. So after that, it's Darkest Metal. Don't really need a whole lot of explanation here. You want LP to bring him, special summon him onto the field, so you can keep reviving your Black Metal Dragon. Yeah. And then 1 baby. So really I just wanted him as a level 4 lower dragon that you can search off of Black Metal. You can also use Retro, but I kind of like his ability just to crash into things and special summon a Red Eyes monster. I think that would come into play more often than Retro. His ability, 1 Blackstone, just so you can summon it off Saryuja kind of later in your plays, in order to get another Red Eyes on the field for the Xyz play. And then the All-Star, or the MVP of the deck, Black Metal Dragon. You, on a good hand, you normally use his ability maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 times in a turn, and that's basically just advantage. You just keep adding Red Eyes cards to your hand, so it's really nice. Then 1 Dark Worm, because he's a free special summon if you manage to draw into your Dragon's Shrine, Dragon Ravine, or Foolish Burial. Then I played the smallest possible engine for the Chaos Dragons, or the baby Chaos Dragons. The White Dragon, 2 White Dragons, 1 Black Dragon. I never want to see Black Dragon, but I do a lot for whatever reason. So 2 Defrag Dragon, just because you want to be able to special summon level 4 lowers dragons, and he works pretty well because if you have a Red Eye in hand, you can ditch him, and if you have any of the Guardragons in the grave, they can be special summoned here, so it's a pretty good situation if you've got that going. Speaking of your Guardragons, so the 1 World Chalice Guardragon, just because if he's in the graveyard, you can get yourself, you can special summon a Red Eyes normal from the grave onto a Link pointer. And then I play 1 Garmedes, and then 1 Promeneses. So these are also pretty good here, especially if they're in the grave. So if you manage to get them in the grave, Promeneses, as long as a Red Eyes, or as long as a dragon normal monster is sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter how it was sent there. It'll special summon to the field, and then Guardragon, Garmides. If you have them in hand and normal dragon is sent to the grave, or a normal monster really, is sent to the graveyard. You can special summon from hand. If he's in the graveyard, you can ditch a dragon monster from your hand to add him to your, ditch dragon monster from your hand to add him to the hand. And if it was a normal monster, then you're going to be able to special summon it immediately afterwards. So, and these were really great because not only do you have a couple things that allow you to ditch potential red eyes from your hand, or send them directly from the deck to the graveyard, like Dragon Shrine. Red Eyes Insight sends red eyes to the deck, so if they're in your graveyard, or if Garmides is in your hand, you can special summon immediately after activating that effect. So it works out really well that way. Also, Card of the Red Stone sends from deck, 1/1 sends from hand. So yeah, a couple different possible outcomes there. So it's 20 monsters that I'm running here. And then we'll move on to the spells. Man, we're at 6 minutes, jeez. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, my last monster is Sloth. Just because a couple ways that we utilize him here. First is for the fusion. So the Meteor Black Comet Dragon Retrain. He needs a level 6 dragon, so you're able to fusion with that. Also, the Hieratic Link. You can tribute it and special summon him from your grave, from your deck, excuse me. And so yeah, that causes people that rely on their extra deck a whole bunch of problems. It's 0. It can be run over, but at the very least they have to go into their battle phase in order to kind of run them over, and then they can really kind of pop off if by going to the main, so that you kind of or able to gain a turn, I guess, or delay the play by a turn. And then, but if you have Dragon Shrine, or excuse me, Return of the Dragon Lords, or that's, Return of the Dragon Lords, you're able to protect him if you use that already, if it's in your graveyard. So yeah. Moving on to the spells. 3 Red Eyes Insight. You have a couple things that you want as far as Red Eye Speller Traps that you want to add to your hand. But really one of the more important things that you're using this for is to send a Red Eyes normal monster to grave. So you can get the Red Eye Fang with Chain. Okay, add that to your hand. If you kind of bust and you don't really have a good hand that'll allow you to go into your link plays, you can always just Red Eyes Fusion into the Black Comet Dragon Retrain, just so you have something on the field. So there's that. And then speaking of, I will only run 1 Red Eyes Fusion. That restriction is really too much, where it doesn't allow you to summon anything afterwards, after you've activated it. So it really, it can really hurt you. But again, certain situations it can kind of get you out of trouble, or can be a kind of your last ditch effort. So it's definitely a good card to run. And having that fusion monster in the graveyard is great, because you can revive it and it floats into a Red Eyes. So yeah, you can do a whole lot of fun stuff with that. Next we have is Dragon Shrine. You definitely want to use this to send a Red Eyes normal monster to the grave, and then you get an additional send. And you have a couple options here. The one that I use the most is the Dark Worm, so you can immediately special summon him. But if you have Dark Worm in hand, for example, what you could do is, let's see here. So say you have Dark Worm in hand. Instead of sending him, obviously, you're going to send Garmides. Use Garmides' effect to add him to your hand and then ditch him, and then you can special summon him because you don't have anything on the field. So instead of running 2 Dark Worms, you can run 1 Garmides, 1 Dark Worm, and yeah, you won't have to worry about having him in your hand as long as you are able to ditch him. And then, because you're only allowed to run 3 copies of 1 card, the next card that I actually use is Dragon Shrine, or Dragon's Ravine. I only run 1 because the deck is pretty tight on space. I might have to run more, but as far as hand advantage goes, you have to ditch a card in order to actually use it. So it's not the best thing in the world, but you definitely need to see one of these cards in order to kind of start off your plays and everything. So got one of that, obviously Foolish Burial. Not as good as Dragon Shrine in this deck, but definitely better than Dragon Ravine. If this was at 3, I'd use it at 3. Then World Chalice Guardragon is amazing because you can do the complete Red Eyes Guardragon Link combo with one of these and any one Link or any 1-star dragon monster. So if it's Garmedes, if it's the Blackstone of Legend, and ideally if it's Black Metal Dragon, yeah, you only need 2 cards and you go into that combo. If you're using Black Metal Dragon in this card, you plus pretty big, because you are drawing up to 4 cards just off of Black Metal getting revived over and over and having its effect used. So this, and Black Metal is amazing, but level 1 will work as well. Beginner level 1s, 1 for 1. Lets you get a level 1 monster. I have plenty of those, so I have a couple options, but yeah, this is amazing. Return of the Dragon Lords, obviously get back a Red Eyes and also give you a bit of protection. I only run 2. And then third revival card is Monster Reborn. For draw power, I do 1 card of the Redstone, which isn't the greatest thing, just because it needs to be a level 7 Red Eyes monster. That's the only thing you can ditch in order to draw 2. But I run 4, which isn't, isn't a whole lot, but Black Metal Dragon can get you a Red Eyes from deck to hand and everything, so it's fairly easy to get a Red Eyes to level 7. And the nice thing is that aside from it, you having to send that Red Eyes from hand to grave, it lets you draw 2, and then you can send another Red Eyes from deck to graveyard. So, and sending Red Eyes to grave is really what you want to do in this deck. So 2 allure, only 2, because there's certain situations where you don't want to see allure. There's things in your hand that you don't want to banish, or you may not have a dark monster and you don't want to kind of take that risk. So I run it at 2. And then only 2 traps. So Red Eyes Fangless Chain, which is pretty amazing. As long as you have a Red Eyes monster on your field, you can basically take your opponent's monster and equip it to a Red Eyes monster, so you can get rid of a lot of problematic monsters this way. So yeah, saved my keister on several occasions. And then we'll move on to the extra deck. As far as extra deck goes, I run 1 Karibo, 1 Imduck, World Chalice Dragon. There's a reason for that, and I'll definitely go into that in a little bit. I run LP, and Pisty, which is necessary for the Guardragon combos. Those are the only Link 1s that I run. And for Link 2s, we do the Twin Triangle, the Agar Pain, the Guardragon combo, and then the Hieratic Link. That card's amazing. You're able to disrupt your opponent, bring a Sloth onto the field, so disrupt them in more ways than one. So those are the only Link 2s that I run. And then Link 3, the only one I run is Zephyr Metaltron. Again, there's a reason for why I run this here, and it's basically replacing Summon Sork. For Link 4s, I run 2 Saryujas because you're able to. And then 1 Broadsword Dragon that I don't really go into very often, but certain situations, if you're going second, you want to run over a monster. If you just want to go for game, that's definitely helpful. And then 1 Fusion, Meteor Black Comet Dragon. So this is what you want to go off of, using your Red Eyes Fusion don't usually use fusion, but again, there's those situations where that's the only option that you have. Nice thing about this monster is that so it utilizes any red eyes level 7, which you have plenty of, then it needs a level 6 dragon. Keep that to focus. There we go. Level 6 dragon type, which is your sloth. So very useful. Obviously for the Guardragon combo, you want to put an again on the board. This is your best bet. Dark Dragon. And then I run 2 of the Flare Metal Dragon. So if you're running 2, if you're able to summon 2 Saryujas, you can get you can special summon 1 Red Eyes using the first Saryuja effect, go into the second Saryuja, excuse me, and then special summon a second Red Eyes. And then if you have revival cards, if you have certain cards in the graveyard, you can go into a second Red Eyes, and yeah, hopefully make 2 of these. So this is just want to show off here for a second. This card is really pretty. So yeah, this video is running super long, so I'm just gonna side deck. I mean, just your typical side deck stuff. Your impermanences, veilers, hand traps, nothing. Maybe a Destrudo, just because you can definitely run Destrudo on this deck. It hadn't really worked out for me too much. Don't run any synchros, and then yeah. So let me go into a combo here. Okay, so now going into the combos, I'm going to show you guys 2 of them. This is the most ideal combo because it's only going to require 2 cards, and you're gonna get those 2 cards back pretty quickly. Actually, you're gonna be drawing quite a few more. So if you draw these 2, you earn a good position as long as you don't get ogred, or yeah, as long as you don't get yourself negated here. So you'll start off by normal summoning your black metal, and then you're gonna link it off for Karibo. That effect is gonna go off. At this point, you could really add anything that you want from your hand. I'd usually go for that just because it sends a Red Eyes normal monster into the hand, and then it allows you to get some negates, set up some negates for the end of the turn. Then after that, you're going to use your War Legacy Guardragon to revive Black Metal, come away again for the LP. Use second effect to move, and then you're gonna special summon using LP's effect to that monster zone. You're usually gonna want to go into Darkness Metal Dragon, unless Darkness Metal Dragon is in your hand, or you chose to add Darkness Metal Dragon to your hand using Black Metal Dragon's effect. But you can if you ever want to summon another dragon monster onto the field, like Will Chalice Guardragon, in order to have him sent to the graveyard once you lick him away. So yeah, that's something you could do as well. Darkness Metal Dragon is going to activate special summon Dark Metal Dragon, and this is going to be your link 4 for Saryuja. Nice thing is that you're going to be able to special summon him. Black Metal Dragon's effect is going to go off. You're going to do 2-1 in case you want to chain block a Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom? No, Ghost Ogre. Yeah, I get those names mixed up. So you're going to be able to add another Red Eyes card to hand, and at this point I usually add a Red Eyes Black Dragon to hand. Just cause. Or actually, unless if you don't have a level 4 lower dragon monster in your hand already, then instead of this, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to add the Red Eyes Baby. And the reason for this is that it lets you continue the combo in case, again, you don't have a way to get a level 4 or lower dragon monster onto the field. So we'll see. So this is basically our hand right now. well, these two, and then whatever the rest of our hand would be. So we'll use our use effect, draw 4, 94, doesn't matter. Not the greatest 4. That's fine. We'll keep that. Let's see what I want to keep here. Keep that. And we'll keep him, that's fine. So put these 3 on the bottom of the deck. Keep these 3. Let's Dragon Shrine. Let's get more Red Eyes monsters on the bottom of the, or in the graveyard. We'll add a Red Strength Chain because you put one away for Saryuja. Oh, sorry. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking of the wrong thing. We used Dragon Shrine, silly. So the second monster we're going to send to the graveyard after Red Eyes is this guy. We did not use Insight, so we don't get that card. Okay. He gets into the grave. And then use our use effect, you're gonna special summon him. Special summon Pisty. It's gonna go off. Special summon that guy. And then you're gonna use black metal if I can actually get him. Cool. Then 2 dragons. Link 4. Pain special summon. Arcane Abyss. So at this point, what you can do is, if you can get another monster in the field, you can go into another Saryuja. You can go to another Saryuja now, you just won't get its actual draw effect. And then, or you can go into a Bora Load, you can go into a Hieratic Link, a couple things you can do here. So I just wanted to show off basically the combo starter with the Black Metal Dragon and the World Legacy Guardragon. So let me show you the other combo. Okay, and then this is going to be the second combo, which it can be a 2-card combo, as long as you have Promeneses in your hand and Dragon Shrine, but this could technically work with any other level 4 lower dragon and Dragon Shrine. But let me show you how this basically would work here. So you would do Dragon Shrine, and you're going to toss a Red Eyes and Dark Worm. The Dark Worm is going to be able to special summon itself using its own effect here. Where's that? Dark Worm. There it is. Okay, cool. And so, there's a good old shuffle there. So you use that, and then what you're going to do is you're going to summon using his effect. You're going to normal summon using Promeneses. So you're going to link 2, he goes to the grave, he goes to the top of the pendulum, 4, Twin Triangle. Twin Triangle is going to allow you to special summon level 5 or higher monster. It's going to negate its effect, but it doesn't matter because we don't like effects apparently. You can special summon this guy, right? And then here is where you're going to use the 2 link monsters that don't usually get used in Red Eyes decks. So the first being Imduck. He only needs a normal monster. So you're going to send him to the grave to link summon Imduck. Nice thing about Imduck is that if you have a World Chalice Guardragon in your hand, you use his ability to give you a second normal summon of as long as it's a World Chalice monster. So if you have that in your hand, you can use it. But in this case, what you're going to use it for is number 1, it sends the Red Eyes to the grave, which is going to activate Prominences in the graveyard as well. So he's going to be special summoned to the field. And then the second reason is because you're going to be able to link 3, 4. Except for Metaltron, he only requires the link summoning of the materials that he requires is just 2 monsters special summoned from the extra deck, which is going to be the Twin Triangle and the World Chalice, or M deck, the World Chalice Guardragon. You're going to make him, and then you've got your ideal link arrows. So then, Prominences got special summoned, send that to the grave. To do Guardragon LP. He gets banished, by the way, after that effect is used. Guardragon LP. Special summon him. And then you can special summon really whatever you have in your grave, because this is basically what's going to give you your Saryuja. Where did I put this Saryuja? The rascal. Cool. And then you basically go off. So you draw your 4. These are not bad, actually. You drop him using Saryuja's effect. You get the Pisty. You rinse and repeat. These 2 for Agar Pain into Abyss. And then so on and so forth. So if you have extenders in your hand, you could definitely use them to, so for example, if you have a way to bring him out again, or special summon a Defrag Dragon or one of the Chaos Baby Dragons, you can do a link 4, second Saryuja, that you will summon here. Then you draw 4 more cards. Not the greatest thing, but that was just kind of an example. But yeah, and then you can basically go off of that there. And the ideal board that I'm able to make fairly consistently is 2 of the, so these 2 guys, and I could definitely do a full combo if you guys need it. This video is already running long, so I just kind of want to give you an example of what you can expect to kind of see fairly consistently here. And then normally I can have these 2 as well on the field. So yeah, it's a pretty good field. Yeah. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of my deck profile. If you want to see the full combo, or if you have any suggestions on what I can do to improve it, because I'm always trying to make it better, a bit more competitive as much as that's possible for Red Eyes. But yeah, so yeah, definitely appreciate it, guys. Peace out.